Hi Scorpio, welcome back to the channel. It's me Anisa from the Inner Stereo. So today we're going to be looking at your love messages. It's a general reading, so the roles might get reversed or it may or may not resonate with you. And if it does, there's going to be a link down in the description box below for the extended and personal reading with me. Okay, so as usual, Scorpio, it's going to be a you versus them format. We're going to be looking at your overall energy challenges, past, present, future from both parties, and we're going to clarify them. And I'm also going to be pulling some advice card for you by the end of the session, okay? So in your overall challenges here, you got the Knight of Pentacles. In your overall energy, you have the Ten of Swords. I feel that this situations in your relationship has been so hurtful to a point where you're starting to question, am I too loyal in here? You could be dealing with an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, but there's something about you questioning. Is it worth for me to be this patient? Is it worth for me to be this loyal or faithful to this person? Has it been worth it? You know what I mean? Now, in the past, this person has a Two of Pentacles and the Ace of Pentacles. From your side, you got the King of Swords and also the Five of Wands. You have become some sort of a king of pattern recognition. You could be dealing with a Libra because the Libra reading was, the opening was similar to this, where the King of Swords, again, regardless of your gender, the King of Swords is not somebody who is going to be swayed by beautiful words. He's not going to be swayed by love bombing and then after that, nothing. You know what I mean? The King of Swords is a king of pattern recognition. You see through the bullshit. You see through people's facade. You see through people's intention. And I feel that that's one of the biggest strengths in Scorpio, where you have this great BS sensing radar installed in you, which is unfair to any other signs because I do feel that Scorpio, like you have that, you know what I mean? Like my father is a Scorpio. And every time I date somebody, all I gotta do is just show him a picture of the guy, and he can tell straight away what this guy is like. And it took me months or even years to be in that relationship to prove my father was right in the beginning. So there's something so unfair about Scorpio when it comes to that, BS radar sensing that you can see right through people, and that's beautiful, you know what I mean? However, you're conflicted in the past because you have a crazy amount of love towards this person, right? So you have a lot of inner conflict here because at some point this person was offering you something stable, but you're also recognizing or you're also sensing the hesitation, the indecisiveness, the art of buying or prolonging time to make a big decisions or big actions. We're going to clarify in a moment, yeah? Now, in the present moment, you have the Page of Pentacles and the Strength. From this person's side, they have the Ace of Swords and the Empress. Like I mentioned earlier, the Page of Pentacles, in this deck of mine, and also the traditional Rider-Waite Tarot, is somebody who is observing his pentacles from top to bottom to know that it's worth, if it's valuable, if it's worthy for me to pursue. Should I stay and be patient? Should I kill my inner demon or the things that has been screaming at the back of my head about this person, the injustice, the unfairness, what I think about this person? You kind of like want to, kind of like confront, or I can't find a single English word for Indonesia called mencecar, meaning that you keep on questioning them, you know what I mean? Investigating something because you feel that something is not quite right here. Now, from this person's side, this person is willing to have a very direct and honest conversation with you. This person has more clarity about this relationship than they ever did in the past. And they really love the fact that this person feels beautiful. And that's the beautiful thing about Scorpio's love. Because I have my fair share of, Scorpio's past too, where when Scorpio loves you, but it's not in a gigantic way that, let's say, for instance, when a Leo loves you, or when an Aries loves you, or when a Sagittarius loves you. It's very, because they're very like performative, right? Like they're very like, I'm gonna shout to the whole wide world that I fucking love you. With you, it's different. It's a warm spotlight that gets hotter by the minute. And for some people who doesn't like to get exposed, they feel so exposed, but they also feel so seen and so valued at the same time. They like your love, okay? Because it makes them feel adored. It makes them feel seen, not just the facade or the face that they wear in front of the public, but you see them for who they are, and they love that about you. Now, in the future, they have the Four of Cups and also the Five of Cups. This is very interesting. From your side, you have the Hierophant and you also have the Temperance. What is this with this 1 foot in and 1 foot out? You could be dealing with a fearful avoidant, somebody who has the combination between anxious, preoccupied, and dismissive avoidant, because they want to connect, they want intimacy, but they're also fearful of that type of intimacy as well. Let's clarify your reading here, Scorpio. So with a fearful avoidant, it's usually like, come here, go away. Come here, like I really want you. Wait, hold on a minute. Like I don't think I want this. This is too much. Let me back away for a little while. So it gets confusing for the person who deals with them. And I gotta say, dealing with a fearful avoidant is way more complicated than dealing with, either an anxious preoccupied or a dismissive avoidant, because they're more complicated than them. You know what I mean? Okay, let's clarify your reading here, Scorpio. Okay, so from your side, Page of Pentacles clarified by the King of Wands, the Eight of Cups, and also the Seven of Pentacles. There's something about you here that stays loyal to history. We've been through so much. Things that we've been through together. It can be just, not special, right? There's a sense of urgency of needing to make a decision. That is why at this present moment, I do feel that you are evaluating this relationship from top to bottom to determine whether this is something that you want to have in your life or not. Because there is a part of you, probably 20, or I'd say 20% of you who is clinging to, after all this time, eventually it's going to get better, right? But 80% of you with that Eight of Cups is already withdrawing yourself emotionally because it has been burning you. Now, from this person's side, they got the Queen of Pentacles, the Eight of Pentacles, and the Fool. I feel like this person is clearer. This person is way clearer than they were in the past about them wanting to have a brand new beginning with you, about wanting to work on this relationship with you. And that's what they're doing in the present moment. Let's clarify the Empress and the Strength. So Strength card clarified by the Knight of Cups, the Five of Pentacles, and the Queen of Swords. There you go again, that pattern recognition thing. It shows up in the past, it shows up in the present moment. But it makes you even more... Here's the thing. One more disappointment and you're out. I'm saying what I say. I said what I said. One more disappointment, one more this person hurting you like they did in the past, you're out. That's why I said you're holding on to that 20% of hope that things are going to change for the better. But if it doesn't, and one more, you're out. You're completely done. You know what I mean? I have Mars in Scorpio, you know what I mean? And again, my dad is a Scorpio. That done in Scorpio sense is you don't exist to me. It's not, I'm done, I break up with you. It's not that. It's the fact that you don't exist in my world. And I'm going to make sure that you know that. You know what I mean? None of the things that you did is going to be relevant for me. None of the things that you do is going to be relevant for me. I even forget what we did in the future, in the past. I even forgot your name. I forgot your cousin's name, like that kind of thing. You know what I mean? That type of level of doneness. One more, you're done like that. Now, the Empress, clarified by the Empress, the Three of Pentacles, and the Nine of Wands. So they like the love that you give them. They like the validations and attention that you're giving them. But there's also something here about, I don't know, it's kind of like quite. Let's see if we could pull it in the future. Because this person also not trusting you, with the Nine of Wands there. Let's clarify. I see. So they don't like this pattern recognition thingy. They're afraid that if you got them figured, they're afraid if the conversation gets too deep to a point where you could psychoanalyze them and they have to hear about it, and then they're going to have an ego death because of it. So they don't want to know what you think of them. Let's clarify that Four of Wands and the Hierophant. Seven of Swords, the Devil, and the Temperance. Let's see from you. Knight of Wands, Three of Wands in reverse, and the Lovers. Yeah, you have a lot of emotions for this person. You love this person truly. Like, no matter this pattern recognition thing that we've been talking about in the past, with them just coming up to you, with their own ways, the Four of Wands, having an amazing sex with you, for instance, or, doing the thing that they know it's going to get their hooks back into your life, you melt. You became excited about it. Because the Four of Wands from their side is clarified by the Seven of Swords, the Devil, and the Temperance. They know just what to do to get you to forget about what you think about them and be theirs again. Let's clarify the Five of Cups and the Temperance. Five of Cups clarified by the Six of Cups, the Two of Swords, and the Princess of Wands. From you got the Temperance, clarified by the Emperor, the Magician, and the Chariot. This isn't just a normal relationship to you. This isn't just a normal connection to you. This is deeper. This could be karmic. This could be twin flame. Because you're not who you are usually when it comes to this person. Again, you have that pattern recognition that is installed since you were born. But there's something about this connection that gets you to be pulled back in over and over again until you learn a lesson. And one lesson that is, again, this is a general reading, it depends. It's like you keep on waiting for them, but waiting for what? To make a decision with that Two of Swords. You've prepared something if they suddenly wanting to commit, suddenly wanting to prioritize this relationship. I'm going to take this to the extended here, Scorpio. Let's go to your advice. I'm going to be clarifying the whole lot there. But anyway, let's get into your advice. King of Swords, King of Pentacles, and the Knight of Cups. The King of Swords shows up again. It's the universe way of telling you that, bro, you have a gift. You have a gift. Like I said, it's unfair that Scorpio has this gift of pattern recognition since you were born, and me, Sagittarius, I don't have that. I had to learn the hard way in my life to have that in me. You know what I mean? And you have that since the day that you were born, the day that you were like, oh, you had that already, honey. This is the universe way of showing you that, bro, remember who the fuck you are. The other one is that you have the King of Pentacles and you have the Knight of Cups. So this is the after tarot deck. So it's going to be very, very different than the traditional Rider-Waite tarot. But it talks a lot about, remember when I said that this is not just an ordinary connection for you. This is something that is deeper. And until you learn your lesson, you're always going to get pulled back into this. Now, the King of Pentacles has a lot to do with you needing to start focusing on your foundation. Because I feel that you have been abandoning yourself for this connection and you have been taking less care into either your study, your work, your businesses, your health, and your routines. So this is a reminder that you need to start focusing a lot more on that. Stop abandoning yourself for another person. Stop betraying yourself for another person, too. Stop auditioning for a part that is not being casted out yet. And before you go out there and you give your love freely to other people, how about you pour the same amount of love that you've been pouring to another person to yourself? You look at this Nine of Cups. He's like, you know what? Like, I'm going to give it to somebody. Nah, me first. Because I'm thirsty. Now, ask yourself this question here, Scorpio. How long has it been since you've been focusing on yourself? How long has it been since you've been taking care of yourself? Because self-love is not a feeling, it's a decision. Self-love is a compounding decision that eventually gets you to that feeling of like, gosh, I love myself. But in order for you to achieve that, you need to start deciding that you love yourself by doing little things, just little things, to build that foundation, that King of Pentacles. All right? So I think that is it for my reading for you here, Scorpio. I hope that you find tons and tons of clarity that you guys been looking for. And I'll see you guys next week. Bye. Have a great day, guys. I love you.